Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Watch. Good to see you all again, and here with a follow-up video to my initial hands-on review of the Tudor Pelagos 39, and the response has been incredible. Thank you so much guys for all the support of this channel. So I wanted to kind of just follow up and address some of the questions that I didn't get to in the first video. So let's, in no particular order, start with one question I saw quite a bit that I didn't realize: the lug width of this watch. And a lot of people were saying, Frankie Watch, I realize now that the lug width of the Tudor Pelagos 39 is not the standard 20 millimeters. It's actually 21 millimeters. But there you can see it's pretty obvious now that you have a more significant taper on this watch, and it goes from 21 millimeters down to 16, back up to I think around 17 or 18 on the actual clasp itself. You know, the initial look, it's not very obvious, but I did bring in Kermit, my Submariner Kermit today, and you can see, yes, that lug width is 21 millimeters, exactly the same as this sub. And wow, what a big difference that does make, because if you are a person who's interested in switching these around, you know, with a NATO or with another strap, it's going to be harder to do. So that kind of limits the potential of this being a strap monster. But I did want to point that out. This is a 21 millimeter lug width for the Pelagos 39. The next thing I didn't address in the previous video was the Lume. And this, considering the fact I'm a huge Lume monster guy, I love Lume. I can't believe I missed it. So let's go ahead and lower the lights real quick. It's a bit bright here, but you should be able to see it on this watch. Got my little UV torch. And just like the Pelagos FXD, this has a fully lumed bezel as well. Fully lumed markers and hands. And this should make for a really incredible Lume experience. Let's have a look. Look at that, guys. That is stunning. That is a beautiful Lume. Even with this bright lighting in this room, you can tell it is super nice. With the lights on, it still has this gorgeous blue hue. Look at that. That is incredible Lume here on the Pelagos 39. And I have noticed in some reviews that saying the hands are a little bit less dark than the actual markers, but I don't see it. I see they're pretty uniform overall. It could vary from, you know, each watch, one watch to another. But for me, this Lume is spectacular, and that's one of the main reasons why you love the Pelagos, because it has that fully lumed bezel as well. Incredible Lume here on this watch. A big reason you'd want to pick it up. And now, last but not least, I did want to do a comparison, because I did mention this evokes so many aspects of the Rolex Submariner, especially with the more flashy bezel. So I wanted to bring in my sub. I know it's not the black bezel sub, but I think it'll just be an interesting, fun point of comparison, at least here next to the new Kermit, where you can see, you notice the sheen on the bezel of the Pelagos 39. Now, it's not as shiny and snazzy here as the sub, but you definitely notice, especially in more harsh lighting, this thing does reflect quite a bit. And it's definitely not to the extreme of what you see on the sub, but you definitely notice it. The other thing you'll notice is that this is a 41 millimeter watch, but it's actually sized to around 40.6 millimeters, while the Pelagos 39, it's not a 39 millimeter, guys. It might be 39 to the actual case, but if you notice there's a little bit of overhang on the actual bezel itself, which means this watch is more closely, or I guess it's more close in size to a 40 millimeter diameter watch. And when you put the Rolex Submariner right next to it, I mean, you see it there, guys. It is uncanny how close these are in size. And that's why my initial comparison, I definitely noticed that this Pelagos 39 fits quite a bit larger on the wrist than I expected it would. Now, it's not sized to my wrist, but you can see it there. Definitely not a 39 millimeter. This is closer to a 40 millimeter, but just thought I'd point that out here. If you are considering this to be a small watch, it definitely is not. But anyways, that's it for this quick second video here on the Pelagos 39. And hit me up with any other questions you have about this watch, because I do think it's very interesting comparing it here to the Rolex Submariner. And you can see in terms of thickness, they are very similar, 12.5 versus 11.8 millimeters. All in all, guys, much larger on the wrist presence, side than you expect for a 39mm. But that's it for this one. Hit me up in the comments, guys. Any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Watch, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon for future updates. Also, let me know how's the audio for this video. I did bring my mic today, so I think the audio should be a lot better than last time. But that's it. And Frankie Watch says, time's up. Have a good one. It's a beautiful watch, guys. A little bit light for my liking, but I still love it. Oh yeah.